Greetings, Inquisitor! Thanks for clicking this holocron. This is a special edition of the Darth Loquitur account updates. I go through my account progress every week, but in this particular video I'm going to go into great detail. I recorded almost every single thing that I did with the account in terms of gear gathering for the entire week. It includes my shop purchases, how I handled the shard store, anything that I got from raids, guild events, anything, even shows some of the battles that I did, rank war fight, just about anything that I did with the account that had any kind of connection to income. This is not going to be an exciting video for experienced players who already have a good method and a good routine down. This is meant more for newer players who want to watch and get an idea whether or not what they're doing is efficient and effective. So let's just go ahead, get in and see how this worked in the account for the week. So to start out, in the mailbox we got rank 59 in Squad Arena. We're going for top 100, so that's fine. Here we've got a Galactic Challenge crate. I think we got box 7 on this particular challenge. We made a guild request for Mark II Back-to-Gels. Here's the special mission rewards that we got. We're just finishing up the territory battle here, so we get a bunch of rewards including Chirotechs that we really need, Carbantes, some Mark 8 Bacta, all kinds of good stuff. Mark 8 Bio, I mean. So a good haul out of the mailbox there at the end of the territory battle. Maul is our target for relics. We need these Back-to-Gels to finish that out. That's our farming target for regular energy for the week. So you can see here we're just going to pick that. We're going to farm our nodes for the day. With Mon Mothma we're targeting the Scener Hollow Projector so that we can get those materials for relic. Here's the shop buy for the day. This is right, I believe this is at reset. So we're going to buy stuff out of the shop. We're really looking for these Mark V droid callers. We don't have enough. So basically we're just going to sit on the currency and not do much of anything with it. Looking at these, this is an interesting one with tenacity, crit avoidance. If it had a tenacity substat anywhere in it, it'd be perfect. But even so, a crit avoidance with speed substat, with tenacity, I could very well see that mod going onto a character. So that's a rare case where I actually buy a mod out of the mod shop. Alright, here you can see we've got our big loot haul from finishing up this territory battle. The negotiator is almost to 7 stars, so we're going to buy that out of the shop. I like to buy these Cairo computers. We've got almost 400 of them on the Loquitur account, and that's pretty good. Here we are in the shard store. We have enough to purchase these Carbantes. We really want to buy these med packs. We don't have enough currency. So we've saved up currency in the fleet store. We just go over there, sell off 2 or buy 2 ships, convert 2 purchases worth to shard store currency and get that. Rank 1 in fleets, so that's pretty good. Triumvirate raid. We didn't get to participate at all. We just got a random place, so it's 26th place. Get some good stuff. Alright, Grand Arena round. We won that, 350. And then we got number 4 overall for this particular Grand Arena round. So we take our rewards out of there. Here's another raid, and we get those guild currency tokens that we need for those Mark V droid callers. And then we're going to go look. There are some, and then we're pretty much going to call that it for this round of purchases. I just really need to wait till there's more of those in the shop. We look at the stun cuffs. We've got 120 of them, so we'll leave that alone for now. Goal for the day is light side, so we're going to focus on spending light side energy. This was the reset conquest, so we got a reward out of there that we hadn't claimed yet. Go over to ships, get that done. We're farming Jolie Bindo. we're farming Zalbar, and then we're farming Carthonasi out of fleet. So we pick up those 3 characters, we do our refreshes, and I'm doing all the refreshes on fleet, mod, and regular energy. So all of the 50 cost refreshes are going to be done. Multisim, now I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking at the rewards here in Multisim, but it's pretty much the same thing every day in terms of character shards and money and all that stuff. Go through and do all of the stuff that's required for the daily quests. You can see this is, we have a lot of all of this stuff, but there's no reason not to go ahead and do this and cash in your daily quests every day. Then we go through here, we're farming speed mods, and we're just mindlessly clicking speed mods, but we do run out of space. And this should happen to everybody who's paying attention and farming their mods. At some point you will run out of inventory space. You can only have 500 unattached mods, I believe. So once that fills up, it gives you that warning. It sends them to your inbox. So we're going to sell all the 3 and 4 dot mods. We're going to come in here. We're going to sell all the diamonds and squares that are gray. That gives us some extra money. That works out quite well for me, converting those to cash and then using that cash to work on mods. You can see I have 42 million credits. Just understand that it takes about 8.5 million credits just to take one character from level 1 to 85 and do the basic skill ups on that character. So you see 40 million, it's one 5-man team. If I built one more team, it would eat through that. So it doesn't feel like very much money, but I do like to sit on that currency so that I can use it for different things. Buy a mod if there's a really great mod, and always have enough money to be able to work with my mod inventory the way that I want to. Here we're farming the BTLB Y-Wing. We're getting free wrecker shards, but we're in there because of the ship. We also want the armorer. We farmed them on Mothma right at the beginning there. So we're just going through the daily farms exactly as we talk about on the weekly updates. With any energy refreshes that we have left over, then we start farming on this gear that we have for the mall. We have Carbantes that we need, so we're looking for light side things to farm. Carbantes have a couple good light side nodes that we can farm. Mark III weapon techs. So because it's a light side day, we go ahead and finish with a light side farm. The Bacta gels that we farm are off the dark side, so we have to skip that for today and focus on the light side stuff because that's the quest. Alright, and then we did the rest of our fleet energy on those Mark III projectors once again. And that's going to wrap it up, I think, for this round of this reset. So that's a lot of what I do on the reset. So here's the next day. Another shop reset. You just go into the shop again. We're looking for those Mark V droid callers again. Can't pass up the opportunity to buy these 10 Mark VIII bio implants. It puts us at 44, which is close to 50, which is another one of the Mark VIII bios. We leave 600 in Galactic War stored currency unspent because we always want to have some in the bank in case 5's Umbran starfighter shows up over there. So we typically only run that down on after resets, and we try to leave 600 in there until we get round to the next reset. Just in case the Umbran starfighter shows up in there. Looking through fleet, no Grievous, no 5's ship, no Rex ship, so on we go. Still working on this negotiator. We can buy 10 shards of it now, up to 95. Still have currency in the bank. So here you can see, definitely going to get that to 7 stars. More Cairo computers. And even though we have plenty of currency left and plenty of good things to buy, we buy Cairo out of that shop and off we go. waiting for the next refresh on the shop, and we'll buy more Cairo. Alright, so nothing there that's such a big deal that it inspires me to want to convert currency. So we're done with the shops. Alright, then we'll go in here and we'll sell off we'll complete all quests. And what I end up doing most times is I will complete the quests all the way down to where I need Squad Arena and Fleet Arena. And then the next day, when I'm doing the Squad Arena and Fleet Arena for the day, I'll close out those quests close to my payout time. You can see I didn't actually have enough Cantina energy to fulfill that quest, and I wanted to get it done. So I went back to Kylo Ren's node, and I took a hit on Kylo Ren just to get shards for the shard shop and to close out that quest. Here we get Darth Sidious up a gear tier. He needs the fusion, the Mark III CNR holo projectors to get that piece of gear together. Later we get that, and we get him up the next gear tier. I think this was actually part of the week 44, right at the end of the week 44 update that we got that. All right, looking again for more of those Mark V droid callers. Don't find them. Moving on. Here we do spend the last 600 to convert shard shop currency. Here we're looking at the mods, and this one's pretty good, right? It's got flat protection, but percent protection, percent offense. It's pretty good. So we end up going back, buying it again. So there you go. That's 2 mods that I've bought in this 1 week period. Negotiator, we get our last 5 shards. Now we're up to 100. We can max that out. Back in here, more Kairos by the computers. Moving on. There you see those Kylo Ren shards that we grabbed out of the cantina. Looking at the stuff over here, the hypo syringe is good. The Mark 7 is okay. We want them when we can get them, but it's not top priority when you already have 100 of them. I mean, if we only had like 22 of them or something like that, then certainly we would be looking to restock. The Mark 8 discs are rarely used, so they're not that big of a deal. And here you see I work on the Sith Empire Trooper tank, get a few shards of his instead of farming signal data. Swap off a little bit between those two. And I mean, you can see the routine. We're just doing what we do and farming the same stuff over and over again each time we come in here, each time we got energy. And with Mon Mothma, targeting that Mark III holo projector, taking it out of fleet. Now I do this thing where I sim 2 at a time. It's kind of a habit, and I tried to break that habit for this video so that you didn't have to watch me sim 2 over and over again. But in this case, you see me doing the sim 2 just kind of out of habit. And we get to craft another one of those parts. Completed holo projector, so that's good. Krennic, we have just a few more tiny little shards to get on Krennic. We're looking for things now that we want to make a guild request out of, and there's some pieces of gear that you need to farm up. So here we know that we want this Mark II back to gel, so we're going to find a character that needs it. It's Queel. We'll make that request out of here. And we'll request some of these low-level pieces because we don't want to have to detour to farm them. And we do need some of those for different characters as we go along. So here, I mean, Nest could solo this whole thing, but it won't let us bring her into these higher level ones until we get more of our smugglers at 6 stars. So unfortunately, I'm not going to 6-star a bunch of smugglers just to do the event. But yeah, eventually when we get 6-star smugglers, Nest just goes crazy. You can see she just mutilates this smuggler's run. There we go. It was that easy. That Nest makes it easy. Bunch more mods for us too that went into our inventory. We don't have the finalizer requirements, of course, on the Darth Loquitur account, so skip that. And then here we're just back in the shops, doing the same thing we do. We always buy that Cassian's U-Wing out of there because it has such a good conversion rate to shard shop currency. And you can see on this time around, we had the Mark 8 bio available to us, but we just don't have enough currency in the bank to be able to afford that. We do want to keep building up our currency and buy more of those Mark 5 droid callers. That's what we're low on. That's what we need to keep buying out of that shop. There you see Commander Cody was in the shop, so we went ahead and bought some of his shards. I've got a bunch of these left over. I know that I want Malevolence as well, so we're just going to go ahead and start purchasing the Malevolence shards and start building that ship next. In this shop, there will sometimes be stun guns, Mark 5 stun guns, and I have a lot of currency saved up there. I'm still quite some ways away from building a Malik, or even further away from ever building a gas. So I figure as long as I have something around 70 to 75,000 currency in that store, it's available for me to buy some stun guns. If you've already saved up enough to complete a character like Malik or a gas, then you don't have to feel too guilty about spending some of your currency. Here we make some glasses. We're looking to potentially craft some armor. We are trying to continuously get the scavenger fed so that we can, when it's time to relic from relic 0, where we're parking some of these characters all the way up, we need to have plenty of stuff in the scavenger. And we're working on electrium conductors. We really need to get a character to be able to convert some of those cybernetics. You see we have 146 of the cybernetics. It's really quite a lot, and we've got a good amount of the other part that's needed to convert that. So in order to be very efficient with the scavenger, we want to have a character with cyber and be able to convert those and trade them into the scavenger. Here we've done our squad and fleet for the day, and we closed out those quests and got our free energy. Going through the shop that just reset, looking for droid callers, finding droid callers, getting up to 100. That's good. Buy prestige one time out of that store. Check out these mods, see if there's anything in here worth investing. There's not this time. Moving on, here's the Umbran Starfighter. Grab that real quick. You can see I have a 5,000 bank on that, so I can always get what I want out of there. And on a moment like this where I really want the med pack and I can't afford it, I've got the option that if I really want to grab that med pack, I can go back and convert some of my fleet store currency and get that done. Working on Maul, trying to get that back to gel. Working on Scener Hollow projectors to get those relic materials. And you'll see that all throughout the whole week, that's what I'm doing. Here we got rank 2 in fleet. Took in our request for the day. And got some more of those Mark II back to gels. And again, it's not the most critical piece in the world, and it wouldn't be that hard to farm. We just want to spend our time farming the back to gels or the stun guns or something like that we have to have. We don't want to spend our time farming the Mark II back to gels that, most people at a higher level have those to spare, and they don't really mind giving them to you. So we can get 5 a day from the guild request. That's a whole lot better than spending energy to farm it. But it does take a little bit of foresight. It takes looking around on your characters and knowing if there's low-level gear that's a roadblock. Mark 5 weapon mods can also be a roadblock pretty easily. Mark 3 detonators can be a roadblock. So things like that, if you know that you need them, that's where you need to be making your guild requests and getting help so that you don't have to waste your energy trying to get them when you need them. All right. The objective for the day says that it's time for some Cantina refreshes, so we go ahead and do 3 Cantina refreshes today, in addition to the other stuff that we're doing, in order to get the more points toward the guild objective for the day. Working on Maul. Then we're going to work on farming the last couple shards of Krennic. We get them, and that's it. We don't need to farm 5. We only need to farm 2, and finished him out to 100. Doing refreshes, getting the BTLB. Working on the armor a little bit over time, trying to get her up and running, because I want her with the Sith Eternal when we finally get him. And then you know what we do with leftover energy by now, right? We take our refreshes until they cost 100. And what do we do with fleet energy? Well, we go to Mon Mothma and spend it over there. Same routine over and over again. Alright. Just kind of looking at stuff at the moment. Either that or I was watching TV while I was recording this, got distracted for a minute, paused in my pursuit of happiness. Alright. Here we are. Once again, using up energy. Seen our hollow projectors. Alright. Another shop reset. This is just, 6 hours later or whatever. Only 476 of these left. We're really starting to run out of these Mark 6 Nubians too, so we're going to have to start watching for those as well as the droid callers. So with that information, then we're pretty much locked out of buying other things for a while. Umbran Starfighter. We have 6,000, so we're going to go ahead and purchase a Zeta material. Kairos again, 392. Once we get over 400, we might buy some shock prods out of there. But anybody who knows this game knows that 400 Kairos can go really fast. So it's not like I have that big of a stockpile of those things. But that's pretty much all that I use that championship store energy for. So that makes it real convenient. Alright, and then I gotta go sell my mods so that I can fish these ones out of my mailbox again. And again, it's pretty annoying, but we're going to run out of mod space until we get in there and work on our mod inventory. Here we're just picking all kinds of gray mods to sell. Get them out of here, make more room. And then what'll happen is I'll start farming slicing materials now. So since my mod inventory is entirely full, I'll switch over. I'll start farming a lot more slicing materials in the days to come. Here we are, just completing all the quests out to the point where all we have left again is fleet and squad and all the dailies. So we'll do that. Buying the Cassian's U-Wing again, converting that to Shard Shop currency. Looking for droid collars or discs. Kind of out of currency though over there though. Checking out mods again. Nothing too exciting this time around. We could make another purchase of the Malevolence here. So we're at 10 shards for the Malevolence. That's pretty exciting. We have one purchase out of here. We buy the furnaces. Those furnaces can be used to make the glasses, I think. The visor. It's used to make one of the parts that we can convert and get good scavenger scrap out of. So we're low on them, we buy them. Some of those parts like that are not used on the main med packs and scanners are kind of the main two that you need for a lot of different things. Those hypo syringes are needed on a bunch of different characters. So those are the ones that you want to just keep buying every time they're in there. For the rest of them, if you get up to about 80, then that's 2 full conversions of something. You need 40 each with a lot of the Gear 13 parts. So once you're at 80, you've got 2 conversions, and beyond that is optional for you to buy. Alright, still working on the same stuff that we've always worked on. Hollow projectors. Here we're looking for the Mark II, and taking a look at that piece that we need, the binoculars, the electro binoculars or whatever they are, and we're real low on inventory for that, so I was looking at that while I was working on Queel. Once again, just strolling through the shops, looking for the right purchases. No discs, no droid callers, so on we go. If it's tenacity, again, if there was a tenacity substat in there somewhere, that would be a fantastic mod. But just to buy it with speed and good stats without some tenacity, you're pretty much only going to pick a tenacity mod when you want tenacity on the character. So tenacity mods, in my opinion, really need to have a tenacity substat somewhere on them. Alright, we're checking out this shop again. Nothing good there. We got a med pack in here and we really want to buy it. So once again, we're just going to come over here, convert 2 ships, go back, get that med pack going. That's good enough. Alright, now we got a Omega battle here. We come in, we sim, we grab some rewards. We've got this Bespin Empire Galactic Challenge. We've got a crate number 8. That's about as good as we could do. So we'll pick that up at some point. Got our donation there. We got number 1 in the guild events. So now we're doing hard battles. So we'll do the hard battles that we normally do in fleet with the Jolie Bindo, and then we'll do Zalbar and then Karth. And then you have to think on days like this, is there one more hard node that I can hit? Since the quest is indeed for hard nodes of any kind, we're going to go in here and we're going to pick up some Mandalorian, bounty hunter Mandalorian shards, just to, again, to satisfy the requirements for the hard node quest. So here we're going to go in, we're going to buy a bunch of slicing materials. Going to have to slice up a few mods here. Already back at this point in time, I was planning to try to build the set for a Sith Eternal, and I knew that I would need some slicing materials. So mod inventory is full, and I didn't have a chance yet to sit down and work through all those mods and record it and do all that stuff. So we're going to be farming slicing materials for a little while. Alright, here we got some more guild store currency that came in. We're buying more droid callers again. We will buy the Carbonti over there this time around. Buy 2 things with the Galactic War Store currency. Find another Umbran Starfighter in the Fleet Store. Convert a bunch of shards. Buy the scanner. And that's good enough. Now here we kind of ran out of stuff for the shard shop. And I think at some point, I guess it's not right now, but at some point I went back and did a whole bunch of converting. So we'll see that in a minute. Pretty much a whole week's worth of stuff that I convert. So we're about halfway through the week by now. I think this is the 4th day. And again, because we're doing hard nodes, we go ahead and hit Vandor Chewbacca. We hit some more shards on Chupio. And they're not in the plan. We're not actively trying to build those characters. But since it's hard node day, at least at refresh time, we're going to spend all of our energy on hard nodes. Helps us, gets us higher placement on the quest for the day, helps the guild. If you've ever looked at those objectives for the day, the more people participate, the more the tier goes up. And every time the tier goes up, every single person that gets something from the guild gets a better reward. Here you see, I saw some conquest rewards over there for stun guns. So I went ahead and bought some stun guns with conquest currency. I'm not chasing the Razor Crest on this account at the moment, so I don't need to save my tokens for that. So we just go ahead and keep them. Working on gear with them. Bought some more Mark 8 Bio there. Looking for good mods here. This is I only look at gold and purple. You'll notice I don't really even look at like the blues and the greens and the grays. I want to see as many stats as I can if I'm going to actually click the purchase button. That mod was very close to being good enough, but not quite good enough. Alright, there's another set of stun guns here. There's med packs here. There's bio in there. So there's really a lot of good stuff. Alright, we'll get the med pack, we'll get the stun guns. Moving on. You can see, guys, almost every single time that shard shop refreshes, I make a purchase out of that, and it refreshes 4 times a day, and I make, routinely make 4 or 5 purchases per day out of that shard shop. Really use it a lot. I really shovel as much stuff in there as I can. I buy that purple Gear 13 stuff all the time, and you would think that at some point that I would just have a ton of it, buying that much of it, but as soon as you relic a character, it just goes away so fast. Alright, so we do have more Mark V droid callers. We're going to go ahead and throw in on some more of that bio, Mark 8 bio. Check out the mods again, looking for fantastic bargains. 5 speed, protection, defense, health, main stat, and we can buy it for fleet currency at 1.7 million, so we're going to take a chance on that one. And again, I'm much more likely to buy crosses and triangles than I am other mods, because those are they're more rare to get, and to get a really good one, a really high potential one. So we don't normally buy that many mods out of the shop, but you can see I found more than my fair share of good ones this week, so it's interesting. Maybe it knew I was watching. You see on those scanners, I just keep buying them. I've got 120 of them and just keep buying them. If I get up around 200 or something like that, I'll probably just quit buying them, but yeah. For now, just keep going. Thinking about the Razor Crest. Here we got some good loot for the Galactic Challenge crate. A bunch of shards to feed the shard shop. Got some Mark V droid collars, some stun cuffs. So overall, not too bad. Omega battle here again for Bespin. Here we've got the credit heist. We get 5 million out of the credit heist, so that's a nice little boost to our cash for the week. Checking out what's coming up again in the future, just so that we have some idea what we're in for. On the mod stuff, again, we're looking for slicing materials, so we're going to focus on the slicing materials that we need the most of, and go ahead and just kind of build an inventory and balance it out. Daily challenges are what we need for the daily objective, and of course we're going to complete our challenges. For those who have it available, if you don't know, on days like this when you can complete a daily challenge. So for me, my account reset is 6 o'clock and my guild reset is 6:30. So there's a half-hour window, and if I am home and available and I can get in there in that half-hour window, your challenges for the day have reset, but the guild objective is still on the challenges. So you can do a set of challenges, let them reset, and then do a second set of challenges, and instead of scoring 10, you score 20, and that helps a lot. And a lot of people do that. They do 2 days worth of challenges on the challenge objective day and get 20. So basically, if you don't do that, you won't ever get first place. If you do it, then you'll tie for first place with everybody else and get the same amount of currency. So that's a nice little trick to know for anybody who didn't already know that. Alright, we got offered the hyperdrive bundle again for the 1,000,000th time. Get some Mon Mothma shards, go in here, complete our fleet energy refreshes for the day on these holo projectors. Again, just the same thing over and over again, guys. It's the routine. The only thing that interferes with the routine is the guild objective for the day. Here we're going to farm a little bit more of the armorer. Keep working on her a little bit over time. Gonna also grab some Vandor Chewbacca shards here. He's not in the plan, but depending on how energy works and how things are going, I do want to get Vandor Chewbacca to 7 stars and get some decent gear on him. He's part of the gimmicky little team that I'm going to use with Queel, and it's okay. I want him to be a decent character, so we'll keep working. Here we fought Noodle. That was a fun fight, fun opponent. There's our 350 that we cashed in on for our Noodle fight. Once again, we're going to buy out of the store. We're going to leave 600 in case the Umbran shows up. Critical damage, speed, and again, we find another mod that's good enough to buy. What luck, huh? What luck are we having with mods this week? Here we got Grievous. I believe that this is the only time Grievous showed up in the shop for the entire week. So 7 days, 28 instances of that, 21 instances of that shop that we looked at in one Grievous. So I've had pretty rotten luck with him showing up there. It's taken me forever. Here we're going to make another purchase of stun guns with the currency. Am I? I know I want to. I clicked on it. I'm thinking about it. Trying to decide whether I'm actually going to go for this Razor Crest or not, and in the end, the gear wins out. We're just not in a position to get the Razor Crest. We would still need to build Beskar, Armor, Mando, which means Queel, IG-11, Cara Dune, all those characters have to be leveled and geared up. And Queel is really the only one that we've worked on so far. We haven't even done the Beskar Bounty Hunter, or the Mandalorian Bounty Hunter. So we're not in a position to work on that. Fleet rewards, I didn't really get a chance to play, so we got stuck at 6th place for the week. Here we're looking at the gear that we got out of the Territory War. Sith Triumvirate Raid, once again, no participation on my part, but we got assigned 21 randomly, so that's good. Got plenty of Treya shards. We need to get Treya going at some point. Maybe for the next 5v5 we'll unlock her. We'll have to see where our galactic power is and whether or not that's something we want to do. Alright, back in here after reset. Same farms as every day. Same routine. Just in reverse. You know, some days it's on Jolie because that's where I finished, and some days it's on Karth because I went the other way, so just go up and down. Yeah. Alright. Same stuff, Galactic Battle, Galactic War again. Same stuff that we always get out of Galactic War. More slicing materials. This time we're going to go ahead and hit this, blanking on the name of it, flow chip or whatever it is. Signal data. I tend to default to farming a lot of the green signal data. You need a lot more of it than you do of the blue finishing data, and the square kind of data, the base level stuff, has a much higher drop rate, so you can get a lot more of it that way. So the green ones tend to be the sticking point for me, so I farm them probably more than either of the other types of signal data, for sure. Here we're just working on more back to gel. Never enough of that back to gel. Alright. Trying to craft more of this. Get some more, do our refreshes for the day. And here you see that we've got quite a few of these. We end up with 4 hollow projectors. So it's time to go into the scavenger, go into Erodium heat sinks. Drop those 4 in, make another 40 Erodium heat sinks, and all of that clicking and farming gone that fast. Here we're doing our daily challenges. Get 2 Omegas out of the daily challenge. That's pretty good compared to normal. 0 is common, 1 is common. When you see 2, it feels pretty good. Always buying those first 4 parts out of there. Buying more droid collars. Finding some more of those Nubian discs. In this case, we're just going crazy. We're buying everything. Had a bunch of that currency, so we just went ahead and got some stuff. All right. Looking for mods again. Interesting stuff. We keep running across mods that are pretty good. Okay, Grievous showed up twice. That's the second purchase we had of General Grievous. So that's good. Alright, back in the shard shop again. More of these med packs. The detonator salvage, this is what you use when you're converting cybernetics. So when we're using those Mark 12 cybernetics and trying to get a high conversion rate for the Electrium conductors, then whenever we have a character that we can build those on, then we can trade in a bunch of them. Alright, so here we've let our energy run up high. If you see, we've got our energy refreshes, but we're actually over 144 energy, and this is due to being in a hurry and just coming in and smashing the button. Whenever you go over like that, it resets your counter and your timer, and you don't generate any more energy until you spend some of it. So it's you don't want to be over on energy. All right, it's toward the end of the week. We've closed out a bunch of this stuff. We're still farming back to gel. We had to have one, I think, for the finishing piece, and now we've got to have another one up here. So working on back to gels. Alright, back over here with Mon Mothma, tagging that holo projector, continuing to farm. Same as we do every day. Alright, now we're 5 days in. Just a couple days left to go. The pit challenge is going on. It's in phase 1. We don't really have a good phase 1 team, so we wait until phase 2 or 3. Drop our trooper team in, get a score on the board. We're not going to get very high on the scoreboard, so we're pretty much relegated to 1 avocado per C-Pit raid. But that's okay. I mean, my guild is carrying me through so much stuff anyway that I appreciate and respect that I even get that 1 avocado. Alright, back on track. 407 of those Cairo computers, so that's pretty good. We want this Carbonti. It'd be really nice to buy it, but we just don't have the currency. So here we go in, we just start converting. We've got about 60,000 of this shop currency, and we convert for a while, and I think we get it down to, I don't know, 25 or something like that if I remember correctly, and the game crashes and I don't have the patience to come back in here and finish it out. So you know, we work it down, we get a bunch of extra character shards for the shard shop, and then we're just going to go in and we're going to convert that, and we're going to buy that material out of there that we want. So that's kind of a way to do it sometimes if you're not a big, you know, some people would say do this every day, you know, once a day, get in there and make sure that you get your reset, or get your currency from your friend tokens. Blanking on what they call those friendship coins or whatever. Alright, daily routine again, farming the back to gels, getting all kinds of cyber. Dark side energy. So most of our hard farms right now are light side energy. So what we end up doing is we end up just pouring all of the energy for dark side day into the back to gels, because the regular farms, the regular hard nodes that we're doing are mostly light side. Alright, farming some more slicing materials again, trying to figure out which one we need the most of. We've got, what was it, 76 of the flow chips, so it's enough for some slicing, not too much though. Build that up over time. Once again with the Bendo, and with the Zalbar, and with the Carthonasi. Alright, back in again. Carthing it up. Now this Karth node also gives Carbantes, so we like that. It's always nice to farm a node that also has good gear besides just the shards that you want. Always an advantage. And of course we just have to go after the shards, which makes sense for what we're building. We obviously can't just pick the nodes with the best gear and take whatever characters we can get. That's not going to give you very good synergy. But yeah, some nodes are nice like that. The Django node is another one that's great. It's got stun cuffs, Django, Houndstooth. It's whenever you're farming the Houndstooth, you feel really good hitting that node because it's just all kinds of good stuff on there. Alright, we're doing our farm of Mon Mothma. Working on the armorer. Wouldn't be surprised if we went for a little bit of that BTLB right afterwards. Kind of because that's the plan and that's what we do, right? Alright, and today I poured a bunch of energy into that into those back to gels, so we ended up not having all of our hard farms for the day. That's fine. Alright, we can make another guild request again. In we go. Pick this Mark II Bacta. Just keep requesting that over and over again till we've got about 50 of them in the bank. So we're going to go in here with the Geo Spy. Now our Geo Spy is fast enough that once this battle starts, he's actually going to get a turn and we can knock down 20,000 damage in one hit before we get eaten. That primes it up. We bring in the troopers. We put Darth Vader in with the troopers because he's Empire. He can take advantage of the stacks of Emperor's Trap, so that we like. Do Merciless Massacre here at the opening. Just try to get the door on his head before he gets a turn. There's the Mass Assist. Single target attacks. Just trying to do as much damage as we can. Get the buffs up with Stark. Alright, and then he goes. He takes his turns. Starts going crazy on us. And the battle's over shortly after that. Once he gets going, don't last long. So 600,000, my little trooper team. Once I get Moff Gideon leveled up so that I can have a Relic 5 Gideon in that team as well, that should put out 1.2 to 1.4 million, I expect. Here we're just using the rest of our Relic characters. Just putting them in there, seeing what they can do. Answer is not much, 51,000. But that gets me on the board. It puts me up there at 42. So there you go. Join up for the guild activity for the day. Back again to the resourcing. And buying out of the shops again. Got some more of those Nubian discs. And there are Carbantes in there, and we do want them, but we really need to save for that Nubian disc and more of those droid callers. Keep some in the bank until we find those. Alright, the championship store, 411 on the computers. Still buying the computers. Buying the med packs. Carbantes here that we want. Go ahead, sell a ship. Get the rest of our currency. Get that Carbante into our gear inventory. Use that shard shop. Just keep feeding it. Feed the shard shop. Carbante's here for 75. Not the greatest deal in the world, but we really would like a Carbante. That'll allow us, I think we have stun gun parts already too, so that'll allow us to finish out a stun gun. And as long as you can... So we will basically have finished a stun gun this week just from shop purchases and shard store use and things like that. So that's it. That's one whole week worth of shop purchases, shard shop. You can see how I use it, some of the events, the guild, everything that we did for the week. It's all in there. You can see how much gear I accumulated, and then match that up with the week 45 update, and you can see all of the gear that I got applied to the characters in the week 45 update all came through the video that I shot this week. So that's what that's the end of the video. Not sure if many people are going to have made it this far. If you did, you're a hero or you're desperate for information. I don't know which. But if you really watch this video all the way to the end, good on you. I hope you learned something. Feel free to ask any questions that you have in the chat below. If there's anything else that didn't make sense that you see that I was doing, or any other things that you would want answered out of this. So also let me know if you like this kind of video, if you want to see it ever again in the future, if you want to see it once from my main account, I don't know, whatever. But probably too detailed and too boring for most people, but hopefully it helps someone. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like saber on the way out if you haven't already. Join our Discord. It's a fun group over there. I brag about it all the time, so head over there and be part of the crew. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next holocron.